Okay, so we saw equations yesterday. So yeah, let's take a look at inequalities. Now, two things. Here on my notes, I'm asking you to solve and graph. In your homework, I'm going to ask you to either just solve or just graph. Actually, to graph it, you're going to be able to solve it anyways. You have to solve it. So let's take a look. What I'm going to do, let me just copy it down for the space here. So I have 8 parentheses 5n plus 3 is greater than 96. Okay. So just like yesterday, I have to get rid of parentheses. I'm going to multiply the 8 to the inside. So that's going to give me 40n plus 24. It's greater than negative 96. Now for equations, so yesterday when we had the equal sign, didn't matter if we had the letter on the left side or the right side. For inequalities, it does matter. Okay, so let's move the letter to the left side. So what I'm gonna do, let me move all the letters to the left side, and everything that doesn't have a letter, let me move it to the right side. So this plus 24, let me move it over as a minus 24. All right, don't forget to switch the sign. And then combine your terms. So I have 40n. It's greater than here negative 96 and a negative 24 because they have the same sign. Let me add them. And let me keep the sign. So negative 120. Now let me divide by 40. I'm dividing by a positive, so my sign is not going to change. So I get n, right? Because those 40s cancel out. So n is greater than negative 120 divided by 40. I know negative divided by positive is negative. 120 divided by 40 is 3. So n is greater than negative 3. If I just have to solve it, that's it. N is greater than negative 3. If I have to graph it, let me circle my negative 3. It's going to be an open circle because my inequality, remember when I get the greater than or less than, just the inequality, I get an open circle. If I get greater than or equal to, or the less than or equal to, so if it has the or equal to, I get a closed circle. So in this case, it's an open circle. Look at my inequality sign. It looks like an arrow that's pointing to the right. So on my graph, let me go towards the right. Let's take a look at number 48. So gotta get rid of parentheses, right? So let me copy this thing first. So I have 91 is greater or equal to 6v minus 5, 1 minus 2v, right? I copy it first. I had to multiply the negative 5 to the inside. Notice I called it negative 5. I kept the sign. So I have 91 is greater or equal to 6v minus 5 plus 10v. Right? Negative times a negative gives me a positive. So that's why I'm going to call it positive 10v. Now let me combine my like terms. I see on the left side, on the right side, I mean, I can combine those letters. So I have 91 is greater or equal to 16v minus 5. Notice I combine my v's, right? 6 plus 10 is equal to 16. Okay, I want letters on the left side and everything that doesn't have a letter on the right side. So my 16v, let me move it to the left side as a minus 16v. My 91, let me move it over as a minus 91. Don't forget to switch the signs. For space purpose, let me write up here. So that gives me negative 16v is greater or equal to negative 96. Now let me divide by a negative 16. Okay, I'm dividing by a negative, so my inequality sign is going to flip. So v is less than or equal to negative divided by negative is positive. 96 divided by 16 is 6. So if you have to solve this, v is less than or equal to 6. Now, how are you going to type that inequality sign? It will go v is less than or equal to 6. Okay. If I have to solve it, that's it. V is less than or equal to 6. If I have to graph this, let me do a circle at 6. Let me do a closed circle. Now my arrow looks like my inequality looks like an arrow that's pointing to the left. So I go to the left. Okay, now for this next two questions, let me skip a step. The step I'm going to skip is the copying of the question. I don't think I need to copy the question. So let's take a look. What I'm going to do here, don't forget that I'm going to multiply the 7 to the inside. Have to get rid of parentheses. So let me rewrite this as 119 is less than 7 minus 14x. So I don't have to copy the question. I just got rid of parentheses. Combine any like terms if possible. On the right side, those terms cannot be combined because one of them has a letter, the other one does not. Okay, so let me copy my inequality sign there. Now, letters on the left side. So this negative 14x, let me write it up here as a positive 14x. This positive 119, let me write this as a negative 119. So again, letters on the left side. So I have 14x is less than, now 7 and a negative 119. Because the signs are different, let me subtract them. 119 minus 7 is 112. The large sign is negative, so 14x is less than negative 112. Let me divide both sides by 14. X is less than negative divided by a positive is negative. 112 divided by 14 is 8. So x is less than negative 8. So I'm going to do an open circle at negative 8, and it goes to the left. Last question here. Let's get rid of parentheses. I'm going to multiply the 5 to the inside. So that's going to give me 15m plus 35 is greater or equal to 125. Combine like terms if possible. Nothing I can do. The m has to be on the left side, which is good. So this plus 35, let me move it over as a minus 35. Remember, the letters on the left, the numbers on the right. So there's my inequality sign. So on the left, I just have 15m. Now on the right, 125 minus 35 is 90. Now let me divide both sides by 15. Let me copy my inequality sign. So I get the m. M is greater than or equal to 90 divided by 15 is 6. If I just have to solve it, that's it. M is greater or equal to 6. The way I have to type this, M, it's greater or equal to 6. So that's solving it. Now, graphing it, have to circle my 6. It's a closed circle. My arrow goes to the right. So that's it.